How'd you along with Dusty Rhodes in Florida?
Oh, very good. I like the dream. I mean, we got along great. Very good. But the thing about Florida bookers, no matter what, whether it's Dutch Mantel, whether it was Wahoo McDaniel, no matter who it was, they would always, unless it was the French guy. He was good because he was a booker that kept himself underneath, but all the other bookers would book the matches that were drawing and put themselves on top of that. They'd figure out some
Sure.
special match for them, and I'd be wrestling for the Florida heavyweight title, which is supposed to be the top match, and we'd be on semi main instead of the main. I mean, we had plenty of our I had plenty of share of my share of main events, but I learned a lot about the bookers, and Eddie was good about letting him get away with that in the territory. Um, but it is what it is. Steve Kern will tell you the same thing. That's just the way it was.
Steve Kern was my first match ever. 1992. I was 18 years old. Yeah.
Steve's a
Yeah.
great guy.
Yeah.
He's a very
Great
close,
guy.
close, close, close friend of mine. One of my best friends in the world. Love Steve.
Yeah. Steve Kern's very, he's like you, Brian. The name is very sacred in the Mike Moraldo house. I'll tell you that. No one's talking bad about Brian Blair or Steve Kern in my house. I'll tell you that because
All right. Thank you.
Steve, Steve, I was 18 years old. I was greener than grass, and Steve just was just such a pro, such a pro.
Yeah. Yeah. He is a pro. He's a good guy, man. He's just down to earth and honest. He was my business partner. We didn't even have a contract, and he invested in one of my Gold's gyms, and he wound up making a lot of money, but he made me money because he really babysat the clubs. And I mean, the West, the club that he did up in New Tampa, I had four Gold's gyms, and that club in New Tampa would rock, and I never had to worry about shrinkage, which people stealing or anything like that, because he watched it like a hawk because he had his own money invested. And when we sold the clubs, he made a lot of money return on his investment, but it
Nice.
was good for everyone.
What can you tell me about superstar Billy Graham in the Florida territory?
Well, I was really enamored with Billy. I mean, God, the body on that guy was unbelievable, and I love to watch him and Dusty, and um, Superstar was really amazing. Matter of fact, they're doing a Dark Side of the Ring. They're filming it. They start filming today uh, for one of the Dark Side of the Ring episodes on Superstar, Billy Graham. So you'll see that this season on Dark Side.
What was he like in the ring?
I really never wrestled with Billy. I've never been in the ring with Billy. He was,
Oh wow.
I mean, I just never had that opportunity.
What can you tell me about any good Billy Jack Haynes stories?
Billy Jack Haynes. I liked Billy. He was very intense, very, very intense. And, he intimidated a lot of guys, but I just looked at him like another person. And he looked at me the same. And, we became friends. And I don't really have anything bad to say about Billy. He was always good. A little, a different style in the ring. But him and Hercules used to have some really good matches together because they could work the same style. Actually, Hercules was a good worker. He could work any style. Just like, the guys that came through Tampa, like Hercules Hernandez, Ravishing Rick Rude, Jimmy Garvin. I mean, those guys could all just work their butts off. Jesse Barr, I mean, turned into such a good heel. We made a lot of money together. I made a lot of money with Rick Rude. And Jimmy Garvin, and even Ron Bass, who wasn't a wrestling heel. He was more of a brawler type heel, but he had a great interview. And so those were all good opponents that really, really cut their teeth in Florida.
Brian, I could talk to you for the next 2 weeks. We haven't even scratched the surface of your great career. If someone wants to learn more about your career, is there something they should pick up anywhere to learn
Absolutely.
about the man himself?
Yeah, man, this is it. I'll tell you what, everybody that's read this book, truth be told, honestly, everybody. I mean, go to Amazon and look, and sell it on my own website, or Amazon. And I mean, I've said it before. I'll give you twice your money back if you don't like it. I'm gonna ask you a few questions to make sure you read it, but nobody's ever said they didn't like it. I mean, it's just Ian Douglas is an incredible. I mean, Steve Kern's books are great. He's just coming out with his second one, and the books Ian Douglas does are fantastic. The guy's brilliant, and
What is your website, Brian?
my website. Well, I didn't talk about the Cauliflower Alley Club, so that's my website. Go to caulifloweralleyclub.org because that's what I live for right now. Besides my family is, and my good friends and the good people of this world is my colleagues. And so I work hard at the Cauliflower Alley Club, and you can go to caulifloweralleyclub.org, and for $35, you can become a member. And that's so important to me because, we help so many of the wrestlers. And I've been the president and CEO for over a decade, and we have just grown by leaps and bounds. I mean, we just had an unbelievable reunion. And if you haven't been to a Cauliflower Alley Club reunion, you have no idea what you're missing. So, uh, caulifloweralleyclub.org. My personal website for the Killer Bee store is the killerbees.net/store.